everybody, and welcome back to Totem Tuesday, and welcome back to my videos. It's been quite a while since I've had the chance to be able to post a video because I've been working for the last few months on my Totems Awakening course, which completed a little while ago, and that was really awesome, a really powerful totem journey, and I threw myself into that fully, so into the teaching of that fully. So if you did miss it, don't worry, there will be another chance to take part in the Totems Awakening course later this year, so stay tuned. And then Mercury Retrograde happened and all my technology decided to not want to play. So I had a good few weeks, maybe a month, of really not being able to record anything because of internet, computers and phones. So now Mercury is going direct. Things seem to be working again, so it feels like a really lovely time to be able to get my videos going again. And yes, the first video we're going to have is a Totems Awakening video. A Totem Tuesday video. Got Totems Awakening on the brain. A Totem Tuesday video. And if you haven't seen my other Totem Tuesday videos, I've got quite a few. And how it usually works is I will see which animal makes itself apparent, really appears in my journeys in my life, and then do some research and bring this video to you guys. So for this week's one, we have an insect, and we have an insect that has so much myth, folklore, healing and deity association with them. Without these lovely insects, we would not have flowers, and there'd be a lot of fruits you wouldn't have either. So yes, I think you can imagine that we are talking about the bee today, the glorious bee. Now, bee has been really appearing a lot for me over the last few weeks, really strongly in appearing, popping up and saying hi, and also appearing in journeys, meditations, and really in my consciousness a lot. So I'm taking that on board very strongly. And while doing that, I was thinking that on the first steps onto my more shamanic path around 7 years ago, I went from being very Wiccan to being a bit more shamanic, Wiccan, hodgepodge of all of it, and the bee was the doorway, the gateway, the transition for that. Now, I've got this lovely book here, which if you're interested in bees and interested in shamanism, I'd highly recommend. It's called The Shamanic Way of the Bee by Buxton. Now, I did a course with him a good few years ago. He's a great teacher. And on the front there's a great quote from Tori Amos: "If it's good enough for Tori, it's good enough for me." And it's a really fascinating book. It's lovely for all abilities and levels, really, about beekeeping, but the cult, the religious, that's the wrong word, isn't it? The spiritual experience that surrounds and goes with the communing, keeping and understanding of bees. So this will be our kick-off point for talking about bees today. There's so much. Very easily we could make this a couple of hours if I went into all the different areas and researched them. So what I'll do is I'll just bring up a few bullet points today about bees and bee as totem energy and bee in myth, and if you are interested you can research further and have a look into these, but really fascinating. So the practical stuff about bees: they are insects, they have 6 legs, they have wings, they've got segmented bodies. The number 6 is very much associated with a bee, the 6 legs, and also for the hexagon shape in their hives that they create. We'll go into that in just a minute. As I said before, without bees there would be no pollination of flowers. So wasps, little pesky wasps, existed as a species before bees. So bees are later when flowers, and there's the evolution of bees and the evolution of flowers is interlinked. And so when bees go from flower to flower, they drink the nectar and they collect the pollen, and the residue, the extra pollen, will go on to the next flower and fertilise the flower. So fertility and sexuality is a huge medicine totem energy that goes with the bee because of the glorious union of the bee and the flower and the fruits that creates. And it's a horrific shame's not even the word, it's a tragedy that bees are vanishing, and there's a good documentary, I think it's called The Vanishing of the Bees, you can watch about that, and it seems to be mainly to do with our pollution and farming techniques to why bees are dying and hives are vanishing. And also, anyway, I'm going to stay calm because I want to keep this fairly short, this video. So bees have been we'll talk about the facts still, but it's one queen bee in a hive, and there are many female worker bees, and they do all the work. While there's the males called the drones, who do nothing really. They do very little. They're there to impregnate the queen, and then when they've done that, that's their use, and that's them gone. But the worker bees, the females, are what keep the hive going. And so bee medicine is a very feminine medicine. It's a very female energy. Of course, the beautiful things that bees make include honey and propolis, which is really, really healing. Not only very, very tasty and yummy honey, but exceptionally healing. And there's myths about beekeepers and people that have honey and propolis around them extend their life, prolong their youth, prolong their life. And also bees make the Sacred Mead, and I do love some mead. As you can see, there's not much left in the bottle. This delicious golden drink. And mead is the ambrosia of the gods. It's in most myths around the world that mead is the drink of the gods. From Norse myths to the golden substance that Freya brings with her, which could well be mead, the mead of life, to in the Greek myths and all over the world. So what bees create, not only the flowers and the beauty and the fertility of life and the fruits, but the honey and the mead, is sacred and really, really, really special. All over the globe there has been myths and cults and deities associated with bees. In ancient Egypt, bees denoted royalty, and it was the symbol of Lower Egypt. There was the bee. In Greece, they represented mysteries as well as how a society and how a spiritual experience should be. So the Eleusinian mysteries as well were linked to bee wisdom. And Artemis, the virgin huntress goddess, is also a goddess of bees. Gaia, I mean, there's so many goddesses and deities associated with bees because of their most earth goddesses or nature goddesses or flower goddesses are linked with bees because of the fundamental need for them to procreate and to be fertile and to bring joy into life. In Celtic wisdom also, the bees represented hidden mysteries and hidden wisdom, which is where this book comes along about... because the Celts didn't write down, or there's not much written evidence of what the Celts believed. It's more of an oral tradition. So the wisdom of the bees is handed down apparently in a more verbal tradition rather than written. But bee priestesses are an ancient, beautiful tradition, the priestesses of the bees. And you can look into that if you would like to research the women that connected with the hives, that worked with the hives. There's a saying, isn't there, telling the bees. So when you go to a hive, if you are connected to the hive, and you can talk to them and they keep your secrets. And there's so much there about communing with bees and wisdom. And yeah, so much. It's really fascinating. It's sort of scratching the surface here. You can go very deep looking at the magic of bees and the myths that surround them. And the shamanic practice that comes in here is also working with bee venom and working with the hive for journeying, for healing and finding wisdom. And there's bee shamans, I think, in a lot of the cultures around the world. So bees are pretty awesome, aren't they? And let's not forget what they mean in a totem way. Bees are very busy, they're very productive. They, as you know, they're always buzzing around. They've got quite a short life cycle, around 6 weeks. The queen obviously lives longer, but they're about 6 weeks is the life cycle of a bee. So in that time they fill it with life and love and sweetness. And also they achieve the impossible, because I think scientists for a long time have wondered how bees fly, haven't they? They can't really work it out with the weight of them and the wings. So if you have something in your life that you feel is impossible to achieve, working with bee medicine can make it possible with the use of hard work, believing, and enjoying yourself. Do not forget to smell the flowers, to be sensual, to be in the moment, to have that joy for life that bees have, because bees are all about the sweetness as well, and hence the sexuality and procreation aspect of bee medicine too. So there's loads more. Let's look at some notes, but there's loads more I could say about bees. I'm going to keep it around the 10-minute mark, so I will wrap it up in a minute. But yeah, I would hope you would like to research more about the myths of bees and their fundamental part in our own spiritual and physical paths, and maybe this interest in bees might inspire you to do something to connect with them deeper and to help protect them, and to at least raise awareness that without bees we would be in trouble. So yes, the queen bee, as I said, is the only bee that survives that period of time within the hive, and if there's another queen bee comes along and they'll have a fight, and the losing bee, queen bee, will go to another hive and start afresh. So we have rebirth being a huge energy with bees as well. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the hexagon. The shape, the 6 legs they have in the hexagon is a sacred shape, a sacred symbol, connected to the heart, connected to harmony. So it works with the heart chakra very, very strongly as well. So bees in the heart, and the heart opener and the heart awakener is a huge, huge thing. And I had this amazing meditation the other day, which I might tell you about another day, which was connected with the humming of bees and the heart chakra opening. So there is just so much you can look into with bee medicine and bee energy. But if it's coming to you, they may be looking at you to awaken your heart a little bit more, to be more productive, creative, to enjoy life more. They could show you ways of being organised. Also, bees are about working together as the hive. They are not about singular purpose as much. It's working together for the greater and the higher good. So maybe this is time for working and finding your community and finding your tribe and working within it. So thank you so much for watching this video about the bees as totems and bees as amazing creatures in our fabric of life and evolution. And I really hope I'll have loads more videos coming soon. I hope my technology will allow it, and hope you're all well, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye. So after doing all the filming yesterday for the Bee Totem Tuesday, and doing more and more research and thinking about this, I'm going to do another video about the bee goddess and the bee priestesses, because there's just so much. I'm really, really fascinated by this at the moment, and it's pretty eye-opening and mind-boggling when you look at some of the potential facts or some of the ideas that surround how our ancestors viewed and worked with bees. So this is the beginning, and there's going to be another video coming shortly about the bee priestesses. So this has been interesting for you and you felt a little bit like you'd like to learn more, this video about the bee priestesses and the bee goddesses is coming very shortly. But in the meantime, do check out that book that I mentioned, The Shamanic Way of the Bee, and there's lots of other interesting videos out there as well about bee goddesses and how to work with bee energy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!